I know that I have a tendency to want to over-research things, to go out there and learn and learn and learn and learn and learn and try to find like the best, most effective way of implementing these models. And I found out that in the end, you can't do it that way. You can gather lots of resources and learn a lot of things, but until you actually just say, okay, fine, I'll try something, and then adapt from that, that is the best way. So I got to the point of like building my own website, the house, my curriculum, because I just decided, hey, let's find out if students go to YouTube to watch my videos. You know, you have to start somewhere. You're not going to find the most effective thing out there, because everything has to be adapted to your population of kids. So I know it's been very hard for me to implement something without knowing for certain, but sometimes you just got to be willing to try, you know, and do like real action research.
I would say this was kind of my question that I brought up when we had our discussion about how to do this, and the being willing to fail is a really hard thing as a teacher, because you have such a small amount of time, and it doesn't matter if you're doing something with technology or you're doing anything in the classroom. That powerlessness that comes with failure is really hard to handle, and this exacerbates that about tenfold. And so you're outside of your comfort zone almost all the time. But it's, you know, you go into teaching for that moment when you see the light bulb go on, and this gives you the opportunity to see the light bulb go on more often in one class period than you could ever get to with kids. You know, we teach to the middle a lot, and so this is your opportunity to go above, to get, you know, to bring the lower kid to the middle kid up, the upper kid, take them even further. And so that's been kind of the fun part about it. The challenges as the teacher is the data collection in and of itself. I mean, you know, how many kids watched my video today, so I know, or now incorporating questions into them so you can get some feedback from those kids that you don't get to check in with all the time, that you're not talking to them all the time anymore. You're not waiting for that hand to raise, and so how do you know they're actually learning anything, or are they on task, or any of that? And so that's the biggest challenge that I've seen. Once you get the kids to buy in, and mine's evolved over 2 years, and it's not perfect, and perfection, I think, is something that's too far out there with anything. And so you just gotta keep adapting. In education, we do a lot of adopting, and adaptation works out much better, especially for our children. And so it's a constant work in progress with anything. So as in our role as a teacher, you're constantly trying to change and make things better for your kids. And my co-teacher and I, my data team partner and I, we laugh because we're like, oh, once we get these videos made, we'll be set for next year. And then, you know, some kid will watch a video and be like, oh, you made a mistake on example number 5. And we note that on our forms, and we've gone through the other day, and we're like, we need to redo every single video. But for some reason or another. But it's also a constant change for who you're serving, which kids you're going to have next year.
I would agree that with Amanda is just not being afraid to fail. Try something. If it works, great. If it doesn't. One of the conversations that I had with my kids right before we got ready to start this was, we're going to try some things, and things are going to go great, and then other things are going to flop, and when you come in the next day, we won't do that again. And they've been very flexible with what I'm doing. And you know, like I said before, I've tried times when they would have station choice, and then I've tried where they have a certain rotation that they have to follow for more of a time aspect. And again, it depends totally on the kids that you have. You know, some groups, they do just fine with choosing where they are, and some kids it's more they need the structure of where they're going to go. Like right now, my class is probably about half and half, where if I would let some of them go, they would be fine and they would choose the activities that they need. The other half, they need me to tell them where to go every 20 to 25 minutes. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm willing to try both of those at the same time. So we haven't done that yet. But the other part is, well, like we said, don't be afraid to fall on your face. Some things will work and some of them won't. And again, just not knowing, like I had a picture in my head of what I wanted it to look like, and how to actually get that picture to happen is a step-by-step process, and just how much you actually have to teach them more than what I thought I was going to have to teach them to get to that picture in my head. We're not there yet, but we're getting closer.